Yeah, that wasn't the last question. I'm like the world's worst interviewer. You totally picked the wrong person to ask you these questions. I can't pronounce
No, no, no,
people's names. I don't know their genders. Don't even know what page I'm on.
no. You're fine. You're doing good. I'm having
I'm
fun.
nervous because I'm starstruck.
Oh gosh. I'm having fun. I'm having fun, and my face is blushing off. But I I'm glad that you agreed to do this
Yeah,
with
of
me.
course. Oh, it's a pleasure.
So,
Anyway, your next question comes from Gaming Whispers, and they ask, "What is your favourite meal to eat?"
um, my favorite meal to eat is I don't know if they're talking about food or if they're just talking about like meal, but I like my favorite food ever, and I'm such a little kid. I love me some grilled cheese sandwich. I really, really do. Give me a grilled cheese sandwich and a Diet Dr. Pepper, and I'm just as happy as a little clam. I don't think I think that is just the perfect meal. But my favorite meal of the day is breakfast. So I, because that is my biggest meal of the day, and I eat a big breakfast, and then I will eat normally one other time during the day, between anywhere between 2 and 4:30 or so. So it's kind of like lunch dinner for me. Um, I don't normally snack. I normally eat 2 times a day, but I have a big breakfast every morning. And breakfast is my favorite meal of the day because it's so versatile. You can eat just about anything. I guess you could eat anything for any meal, but breakfast, the tastiest food is for breakfast. And I'm a huge kolache fan. And so I like to have kolache. I don't know if people know what kolaches are, but it's like
I have no idea.
little, it's like a little, it's Czech food, Czechoslovakian food, I guess. But I like, it's basically like a stuffed roll, and you can get ham or sausage or cheese or fruit or lots of different things inside of a kolache, and it's really really tasty. And so I'll have a kolache and some fruit, um, maybe some cereal. I eat a big breakfast, and that's how I don't know. I if I eat a big breakfast, I'm normally not famished, hungry for the rest of the day. The only times I have, found myself overeating or anything like that is when I don't eat breakfast. So breakfast is important. Eat your breakfast. Eat your breakfast.
Eunice, 2006, has asked you, "How old are you?"
Mm, I don't really want to answer this question. I'm in my late 20s.
I heard a rumour that you were over 200 years old. Is that true?
I'm just gonna say, if you cut me open like a tree and you counted my rings, I go back to like Roman times, ancient Roman times. But I'm somewhere around 200. I feel sometimes like I'm around 200, but I'm between my late 20s and 200. That would be a good answer for that. Um, I am. I don't mind being in my late 20s, but I know a lot of people want to know how old I am. I am in my late 20s. I feel like if you saw me, I feel like you could say I look anywhere between how old I am and
200.
like 200, especially when I wear the wig. So we'll see. And the old lady teeth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a little barrage of questions, a little plethora of questions for you from Picking Apples in a Tree. She's.
One of my favorite usernames of
I
all
know,
time.
it's really good, isn't
I love that name.
it? It seems very summary.
Yes, it's just a friendly name. Picking apples in a tree. I love it.
And she asks a couple of questions. The first one being, what are your pet peeves?
Um, I don't like it when people are rude or when people are mean. and just intentionally to just get somebody feeling bad. I don't. I hate soggy hard candy. Like if you open a hard candy and it sticks to the wrapper, or it's like chewy, like the outer layer of hard candy is chewy, that creeps me out, and I hate that. Like hard candy needs to be hard, and like I don't know. That's one of my pet peeves. I hate soggy hard candy. Um, I don't like crying babies in like out in public, and like really unruly children out in public, but I understand, that people have to get out of their houses. So it's something I get over. I hate habitual lateness, like people who are habitually late. I don't hate them, but I hate the action of, because, I mean, I'm late every once in a while, but, it's just disrespectful, I find. But yeah, I mean, I have normal pet peeves, I guess, just like everybody else. Yeah, so that's about it. I really can't think of any more. And people people who chew with their mouths open. Just normal ones. I don't know. That's about as good as I can do without, I think.
Speaking of chewing, that's a good little segue into the next question. We've kind of covered some of your favourite food, but what about your least favourite food?
I hate pimento cheese, because my mom used to make me eat pimento cheese when I was a little kid, and pimento cheese comes in a tub, like a butter container almost, and it is cheese and pimento peppers, I guess. Like it's little chunks of processed too yellow cheese. It's not natural. It's just not right. And mixed in with this, it's like it's congealed together. It's like it's stuck together. The little cheese and pimento particles are stuck together with another thing I don't like, which is mayonnaise. And I don't know if it's mayonnaise or not, but it looks like mayonnaise to me. And it makes the sandwiches like gummy, and I'm having a flashback right now. I literally, like, the chunks rise in my throat when I think about it. My mom, I used to have a little Smurf table, like a Smurf, I guess it's like a picnic table that used to sit in the middle of the kitchen, that my little brother and I would eat on. And I remember my mother giving me half of this pimento cheese sandwich that was just oozing with this stuff. And I was to eat that before we could go to a movie. And I'm still mad at her. Like I still feel that it's kind of feeling of anger, just a betrayal. How could you do this to me? And stuffing that thing down my throat, and I hated pimento cheese so much. I don't like that. I don't like mayonnaise, and I don't like cantaloupe. And my mother, it's interesting, my mother was always, anytime when she was pregnant with me, cantaloupe would make her sick. And I have always hated cantaloupe. So I think I've hated it since I was in the womb. But yeah.
Okay, so what is your favourite smell? And does it remind you of anything? If so, what?
Okay, my favorite smell is jasmine. And yes, it does remind me of something. It reminds me of going to New Orleans and there being like a bunch of jasmine growing up on this fence in New Orleans, in the Garden District of New Orleans, and walking down the sidewalk in the Garden District and being able to smell this jasmine kind of wafting down on the warm breeze, was just heavenly. I didn't know that something could smell that good. It was just intoxicating. And if you've ever been to New Orleans, you should go. I don't know if you've ever been, but it's such a fun, intoxicating place to go. It feels almost mystical to be in New Orleans. There's something about New Orleans that is just timeless and kind of dark and just absolutely fascinating. I love New Orleans, and it's such a fun place to go and spend a couple of days. You can never see everything there's to see in New Orleans, but it's definitely a place to go for a weekend if you can. I also like the smell of rain, and I like the smell of vanilla, and I like the smell of breakfast. Like I'm cooking breakfast, and like the smell of breakfast filling the house up. I like that smell.
Those are some good smells right there.
Mm-hmm.
And to finish, this is your last question. I'll make sure. I am on the right page here. What is the silliest thing your cat has ever
done? My cat is crazy sometimes. I think the silliest thing he's ever done, one time I was watching television and I was standing next to the arm of the couch, and I had my back to the arm of the couch and my back to my cat. And my cat does not like to be ignored. He's a sweet, sweet, sweet cat. But when he wants attention, he is going to, go and make little, biscuits and just try to get your attention and be loved on. Well, I was watching something on the news, and he decided that he wanted to jump up on my shoulder like a parrot. And he jumped up off of the arm of the couch onto my shoulder, and I had no idea that he was back there. Like I was just so concentrated. He jumped up on my shoulder and just perfect, like 10-point shot, just like right on my shoulder, and sat. I had no idea what to do because this is a 13-pound cat, like sitting on my shoulder, and he was perfectly balanced there. But he got on my shoulder, then he licked the top of my head. So I think that's the silliest thing he's ever done. But he stayed there I was just amazed. He stayed there for probably 15 or 20 seconds before he got back down. But it frightened me at first, but then I just laughed. I thought that was the funniest thing. That was kind of silly.
Well, there you go. There's your questions.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me. I hope this was relaxing for everyone, and so everybody get some good rest. And thank you, Liberty Whispers.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, bye.